Ooh, welcome to the Packed Packers podcast, where every episode is packed full of Packers. We're going to talk about a lot of things. This is brought to you by Universal Sports Media. Today, we're going to get into draft. We're going to get into some free agency moves. So, who we picked up, who we let go, um, who we traded for. Then get into the draft and what positions we need, who we should draft. We're going to do a full 7-round mock draft and get the guys we need to get in here. So Joe, any position or anything you think we need to get with that first second round pick that we have? What if you were the GM of the Packers, what position do you think you would lean towards? Or give me like two. Because
Definitely
one might not be good.
corner.
Okay.
Corner would be one, and then I would say D tackle would be another. Um,
Okay.
yeah, definitely defense is really where I'd lean towards for sure.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. So corner would be an option. There's kind of a lot of corners that I like, so I think we could probably sneak getting one, maybe third or fourth or fifth round. But yeah. So we're gonna look into who we got. I'm gonna share my screen here and show some of the transactions that have happened over this offseason. So, for example, Javon Hargrave was huge. D tackle, veteran guy. He's 33, maybe 31, 33, something like that. I think he's 33.
Okay.
Sky Moore, who projected coming out of college was, projected pretty good, did not pan out as a receiver. But this is really what I've been wanting in terms of like getting somebody specifically for returning. So he's going to be, I hope, if he even, makes the roster in the offseason, going into the season, he's going to be probably the designated return guy, which is going to be good to have somebody to do it rather than really important guys that we have. Benjamin
Yeah, I
St.
like that.
Just, Benjamin St. Just, I really like that signing. Um, he's still pretty young. I think he's 28, I believe, 28. And had a really good season last year. Uh, I think he was ranked first in zone coverage or something like that, which is nice to see. So I like St. Juice. He's got good size, good speed, everything like that. So that's one guy we got. We lost Willis, obviously, so that could be like a sixth, seventh round, quarterback selection uh, to replace Willis, so we don't have to trade for Anthony Richardson or something like that. Even though I would like that. We lost Emmanuel Wilson, which he was our number 2 guy. We re-signed Chris Brooks, which is good, but running back could be a late round thing that we can get. We'll see if I end up doing that. A couple of these guys are just kind of backup kind of role players. We lost Romeo Dobbs, which is pretty big, but I think we've got the guys already in the room to replace him. Lost Quay Walker, but we traded for Zaire Franklin to kind of replace Quay. But I still think we need probably some depth at linebacker behind Zaire Franklin, Edgerrin Cooper, McDuffie, Hopper. We could use a little bit more. We lost Enigbare, edge guy. We traded Rashaun Gary, edge player
Mm-hmm.
as well. So edge is gonna be definitely a point of need, and I think I already mentioned we cut Nate Hobbs. We let Rasheed Walker go, but offensive line, as in terms of starters, we're good technically. We need those players to improve, but I don't think it's super important to draft a tackle or center or guard really high because we have the starters kind of in place. We do need depth though. So that's going to be something that I look out for. Um and I think that's most of it, Joe. Am I missing anything?
No, I can't think of nothing crazy that you're missing. I do like Skylar Moore actually, or just
Sky
yeah,
Moore.
Sky Moore as your returner or your punt specialist or your special team specialist guy. Because you're right, you guys were kind of putting anybody and everybody out there. Josh
Yeah,
Jacobs,
we
he
were.
was returning stuff. Nixon, your corner, he was returning stuff too. Like that was like a sneaky good, um, good pickup. Because if you remember, I think we went to the game where the Seahawks played, the Chiefs, I think, and he was returning for them. But
Yeah,
nonetheless,
and
I really like that. Um, where did that edge player go? In an
Enigbare, he went to the
yeah,
Jets.
okay,
He
okay.
went to the
I liked
Jets, so
him. I liked him a lot.
yeah, I liked him too.
Yeah,
He was a really good, like he was one of the better, like, rotational, edge rushers. Like, he's not like a premier, he's not gonna get you 20 sacks, but as,
right.
like, a rotational kind of change of pace kinda guy, he was one of the better ones in the league, in my opinion. So, that's a pretty big
Yeah,
loss, and we've got, like, a bunch of young guys at edge, but I think maybe 1, maybe 2 more guys to add to the room, because you can't really can never have enough edge rushers. That's a position that you could always rotate and keep guys fresh throughout the game.
yeah,
Some guys are gonna get hot in different games. Um, so I think 1 or maybe even 2 edge guys in the draft could be good. So, and
yeah.
then also I might, depending on how the draft falls, I might double dip in corner too. So,
Mm,
um, because we don't really have any depth there at all. So,
yeah,
probably maybe drafting 2 corners. I mean, and Green Bay's not afraid to draft 3 guys at one position. We saw him do it with safety a couple years ago. We saw him do 2 tight ends when they drafted Kraft and Musgrave. They're not afraid to do 2 or 3 guys at one position. So, that could be a real possibility. You wanted to get right into the draft, Joe?
yeah, man. Let's do it. And I think I take back what I said. I think edge might be a position of need at 52 for you guys.
It could be,
I
and we'll
think,
see we'll see who's there. We'll see who's there.
yeah, I
So I'm
think
gonna
that might be.
I have it set up here, and also the Raiders, they could be in a good
Hey,
position.
hey,
If
I
they
love what the
because
Raiders are doing.
they yeah, I like what they did on defense. They got Quay Walker, they got Nakobe Dean, they got actually, sidetrack, bro, Christian Wilkins is still available and nobody's grabbing him.
Well, if he
Just
stops
because he
acting,
pull on the head,
no, he's a little weird.
he can play though. He can
He
play.
can. You're right. I
He
know.
got that
What's
contract for a
his?
reason.
That's true. What is he? What is he doing? Like, is he just?
He's just a free
Is he
agent.
just
He got
keeping
cut
low?
for kissing people on the head, and then nobody's picked him up. I'd
I'll
I'd
pick
sign
him up.
him I'd sign him quick. I don't know what
I
Green
mean,
Bay is doing. We wouldn't
y'all
need
should. Y'all should.
literally,
Vet minimum.
we wouldn't need to draft a D lineman if we signed
Yeah,
him. So,
sign him on a vet minimum. Give him a 1 year, 5 year deal or
something,
something.
something. He had guaranteed
Something.
money, so I'm sure he's good. Sure
Mm-hmm.
he's good on the money. So, we started the draft, Joe. Obviously, we gotta wait 52 picks
Damn.
for Green
Was
Bay's
it worth it?
turn.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, Joe, come on now. Michael Parsons, best guy in the league right there. Joe,
Get out of
actually,
here.
so look at Jacob Rodriguez available here. Of all the mock drafts, he has not been available. He's been going lately in PFF either super early round 2, usually
Mm-hmm.
usually really early round 2. So Rodriguez available there does tempt me, Joe. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys don't really
Um,
need him, you know?
exactly, but he's not like a necessity.
Right.
Um, A lot of time I like going Malachi Lawrence because he's nice. He's nice. Let me just look. I might have to get Jacob Rodriguez. I'm not gonna lie.
Why, bro? You guys don't even
Let me
need him.
just
What you talking
browse.
about?
Let me just
Because
browse.
we're right underneath you guys. The Steelers are right underneath you guys. Just leave him for us,
No,
right?
see, because look, he had a 93. His only thing
He's
really
so
is he's
nice,
kind of
Griff.
small, 6'1", 235. He had a 93 grade, an 82 grade in 2024, and a 76 in 2023. So he's never had a bad season. He has a 94.8 run defense grade, which
Yeah,
is
what was the shuffle
crazy.
time? Does it
His
say?
shuffle time? Well, it's not
Yeah.
gonna say on here now.
No.
PFF does statistics only on the field. All they care about, Joe, on the
They don't do
field, okay?
combine stuff?
No, they do not.
No? Okay.
On the field
Interesting.
only, Joe.
Because I think I
Um,
remember when I was watching the the combine, they were saying like he had one of the top shuffle times, in which like when they were translating it, he was like basically he's able to outrun guards or tackles or whatever to those holes because he's quicker
I'm not
in a
surprised.
lateral position. I was like,
I'm
makes
not
sense. And then
surprised.
now you're saying his run, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, and he also had a coverage grade of 92.3. So it's like,
bro,
what
he's
can he
so
not
nice,
do?
so
Man, I don't know.
nice, so nice.
So this is really tempting, Joe, because like I said, he's never been available there for me, in all the, 20 mock drafts I've done. Keith Abney is also a good option at corner. He had an 86.3 grade, in 2025. He had a good coverage grade, good run defense grade. So coverage was 85.3, run defense was 77.9, really good zone coverage.
What's his size?
He he's 6 foot 190 out of Arizona
That's
State. I like him.
that's good.
I'm not in love with him,
Good.
so there's some hesitation going Keith Abney, but I do love Malachi Lawrence. Uh,
Okay.
he had an 80.1 grade in 2025, a 89.5 pass rush grade, a 19.2 pass rush win rate, which is really good. 6'4", 250, so he's got good size on him. I
Mm,
really like Malachi Lawrence. So, man, but
okay.
there's some edge guys that we could get. Jacob Rodriguez has never been available here. So I think if something happened and he fell in the draft, it only makes sense that we go and get Jacob Rodriguez. So with the first pick, I'm getting Jacob Rodriguez.
Mm. You would be a fool to skip on them. So I can't be mad at you, bro. I only wanted him on my team, and that was really right after
I
you.
know.
So
I know.
I
I
can't be
know you
mad
did.
at it.
Okay. So with the next pick, tight end depth would be another option as well, but we're not going to definitely that's very low on the list of needs. Dalen Everett, I hesitate when there are guys coming out of huge schools that aren't projected highly because then it's like, okay, usually you're just banking on talent and like size and talent and not
Mm,
really play. So Dalen Everett here, 69.7, so didn't have a good grade. Um 65.8 in coverage, but good run defense of 90.1. Um, so that's not really what I'm looking for. Size good, 6'1", 190. Size is there, but it doesn't seem like coverage wise he was that great, which, as a corner, how you really gonna help me if you can't cover? Um, so with that, we do need offensive linemen. So we could do like a Jalen Farmer who is, let's see, and these are guys that, don't need to play right away. So he's 6'5", 318, didn't have the best grades, 67.4 run block grade, 72.4 pass block grade, which 60 is average. So he was above average in these. Um, we definitely need a backup center because if our center goes down, we got to trot Jacob Monk out there, and I'm not sure how I'm
mm,
feeling about that. So there's
mm,
Connor Liu available. This gets tough with this pick because it's like, where do you really want to go? Kalen Rutledge out of Georgia Tech, pretty decent like blocking grade, 76.8 in run block, 78.4 in pass block. His size is 6'4", 330, so he's a big boy. I do like that. And then also Jake Slaughter. I do like Jake Slaughter probably more than Lou, or I think that was the center. 6'4", 303. He's got really good grades, 80.2 run block, 84.1 pass block. I would probably go Jake Slaughter over those other guys. And then a lot of these situations, Joe, would be great to trade down too. But in this situation, I'm gonna go Jake Slaughter,
man.
center out of Florida.
Okay. It's funny. It's almost like I talked about him last week as our realistic pick at 76. Would you pick him at?
Joe, Joe, there's a guy that I'm gonna talk about probably towards the end, maybe seventh round or sixth or seventh round, that you're gonna really like.
Where did you pick Jake
But
Slaughter at? Do you know a number?
84, I think.
Gotcha.
It was
You know,
'84.
you're just following my advice. You know, my picks. These are guys that I've talked about, but I love the picks obviously because I've talked about these guys too. But are you not going to
Okay.
address edge here? What are we doing
Well,
here?
Joe, well,
Who's on the
you
other
hold your
side of
horses.
Micah?
Well, I don't really know exactly who it is gonna be, whether that's Lucas Van Ness or if that is, Baron Sorrell. Colin Oliver, I think either way, he'd be more of a rotation guy. Um, but probably, I mean, probably Van Ness, honestly. Probably Lucas Van
Gotcha.
Ness. Um, but corner would be, something that I would really wanna look at. Edge, I'd really wanna look at, and then D line, I'd really wanna look at here as well. So, of these, I don't love Tyreek Sapp. So, he had a really good 2024. He had 8 sacks. He had a 90.4 grade. Last season, not as good, 65,
Hmm.
2 sacks. I mean, and that's about the same number of snaps. So 407 last year, 416 in 2024. He had a 59.4 pass rush grade, which is not good. 68.8 run defense grade, which is okay.
He's like 6'2", in it.
74. So he's a bit undersized. Um, at edge, he's a little. Not everybody could be Michael Parsons and be 6'3" and 240 pounds. Uh, so I'm gonna pass on Tyreek. I'm gonna pass on Jay Sean. So Jay Sean Barham out of Michigan. He had a 79.3 um, grade in 2025 and 90.4 run defense. So really good on the run defense. He had a 71.6 in pass rush. So pretty good still. 6'3", 243. Like I said, not everybody can be Michael Parsons. And I would lean towards a bigger edge than another Micah Parsons build because you're probably not going to get Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? So corner would be an option. So Jalen Kilgore is an option. Not my favorite corner. Um, he has a 80.6 run defense grade, but again, 65.3 pass coverage grade, which is not great. But he's 6'1", 211. He's a heavier corner, and I don't hate him, but he doesn't really excite me as I like Malik Muhammad more.
Mm.
But Malik Muhammad, the thing with him is he's a skinny dude. So I think he's listed at 188 on here, but I think the combine he might have been listed at 179,
Mm.
which is small,
Yeah.
like light. 6 foot, which is good. Um, his
Played at
stats,
Oregon, right?
okay. Yeah,
In Texas. Yep.
you said what?
He played at
Yeah,
Oregon and
Texas.
Texas. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And so 73.5 run defense, 69.8 coverage, not the best. But I like him probably more than Kilgore. So I think with this pick, I'm gonna go Malik Muhammad.
Yeah, and I think for a mid-round pick, that's a really good pick, honestly, Griff. He has a lot of experience, as you saw there, and his numbers and grades are not bad. You know, they're not the worst things you saw. So, yeah, I don't hate it. Not a bad pick. Another guy that's like, number 3, number 4 on your team now. You got a little bit of depth on there. I don't hate
Yeah,
it.
exactly, exactly. So let's just look really quick what we have gotten. So Jacob Rodriguez with the first pick in the second round, Jake Slaughter, and Malik Muhammad. So if we look back at what we are still kind of missing is edge. I would like to get 2 corners, so probably another corner, but edge and D line would be because behind Hargrave and Wyatt, which Wyatt's kind of had injury history. Hargrave actually throughout his career has been really healthy. But Wyatt has had injury history, and behind that it's like Carl Brooks, um, and Warren Brinson. Um, which Brooks is kind of like we've had him for a while, like we kind of know what he is. He's not like a superstar. Brinson, rookie last year, so he could get better, but we need more than 3 to 4 guys, because D line's one of the positions that gets rotated most, so you need a lot of depth at defensive line. There's a couple guys here that I like, but probably not with 158. So Zane Durant's a smaller. I think if I'm not mistaken, he's really small. Uh, 6'1", 287. So he's really small.
D tackle?
Yeah, we need. Yeah, D tackle. Yeah, we need more like 315 plus. We need a run stuffer. Which Joe, you know about this guy here? Xavier Harris. He's like 6'8", 330 or something. 6'8", 330. He's a big boy. I think at the combine he was like 315 or something, but he's a
What them
big dude.
stats look like? That's what you want, right? That's I mean,
Y- Yeah, but he's also a guy that can rotate and kind of with that size he can just kind of learn from Hargrave and his veteran presence. But he was more of
there
a
you
run
go.
defender, as you can see here, 77.5, which is what we'd be looking for. Which yeah, so I like the pick. Probably not here. Maybe with the next pick we can get him, possibly. And honestly, we might go pretty heavy defense in this draft. But let's see who's available edge. See if there's anybody I like. Man, some of the guys that really like probably just went. So let me tell you if I can find them. Right. So Max Llewellyn, I like him a lot. And then there's another guy. Where did he go? He usually goes after Max, but I didn't see him. Here he is, Nadame Tucker. He had like, let me see if his stats pull up here, but he had 14 sacks, and he's just small. He's just a smaller guy, 6'3", 250. I guess he's not that small,
It's good
but
size. Mhm.
I like Nadame Tucker a lot. I think he maybe was nah, maybe I don't know. I thought he was small for some reason. But yeah, no, I like Nadame Tucker. I like Max Llewellyn. And then Joe, do you know about Prysock out of UW? He's a big boy. He's like
Mm-mm.
6'3", corner, like a
Oh
6'3"
yes,
corner. And then
yes.
they have
Two
another like
they have
six
two
three,
six
six four
three
corner.
corners. I love them. I love them.
Yeah, yeah.
I love them.
The other guy.
But
I
they
like
both were like
Prysock a lot
injured or
better
didn't
than
play.
Sicario Davis. That's the guy's
Yeah.
name.
Did they? I don't
I
know.
like I like
I
Prysock
don't.
a lot better than Sicario.
I don't think they played or like played a lot. One of them was injured a lot last year. I can't remember which
I
one it
think
is.
I think Sicario played like only like a few games. So
Yeah, something about 6'4",
um
6'3" corner. I love that.
yeah, yeah. So when it comes to edge, the only one up here that I would be looking at is probably Kaden Curry, just because he played the run really well. So 86.7 run defense, 88.7 pass, 12 sacks. It says I don't love his highlights, but his stats kind of speak for themselves. 6'3", 260. So he's a heavier edge guy, not the tallest, but heavy. I think if I remember correctly, he had a little bit shorter arms, which Green Bay is not really a fan of. So, but Caden Curry would be an option here.
I
Uh,
love that. I mean, he got production. He
let's
got 12
see.
sacks. He's coming from a school
Yeah,
that that chisels out edge rushers. So
yeah.
I love that a lot. That's a guy that, as a Steelers, again, like just best player available. Does it knock off production? Does it knock off? Does it check off those boxes? That's a guy that I'd look for. That's a guy that I would not be mad at that. I really wouldn't be.
You convinced me, Joe. Caden Curry with pick 158. This is
And
going
now
to
you
be a
have two
lot of
different styles of like edge rushers. You have a guy that's
yeah.
um I don't know. I think he's more well run. Mike is obviously way more explosive, but then Curry's probably more of a stout, balanced edge, I would say.
Well, I would disagree just because I would say Micah's as balanced as it comes. But that's okay. That's okay.
I don't know.
I
I don't
get
know
what
if
you're saying.
is Micah really that good at rush defense? Is he
Um,
underrated?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Joe, he is. He it. Uh, just how about this? If you're playing against Micah, just don't do anything in his direction, and you might have a chance.
I don't know. I don't think
Um,
that he's before I derail the conversation, I don't think he's earned enough for him to be in the same conversation with like TJ Watt or
Joe, are you
Garrett.
kidding?
In the sense
Are you
of like,
kidding?
what do you mean? Like, yes, he can wreck a game. He can wreck a game. Yes, that's true. However, I don't know that he's. You're not like we're gonna run to his side. I'm gonna make sure we run to his side.
Okay,
What
well
is it,
then you're
six
gonna
two?
lose
What
the
is it,
game.
6'2", 6'3"?
6-3. And well, enjoy losing the
Sorry.
game, Joe.
Easy peasy.
You're gonna
We'll
lose the
see.
game. He's better. He's
Nonetheless,
first of all, he's better than Mike, or he's better than TJ and Miles at this point. At this age, he's way better than them. Actually,
how old is he?
26
Are you saying when they were 26, they were nothing compared to him?
when they were 26. Yeah.
They weren't
Because did
getting
you see
12
the
sacks a
first of all,
year?
this is I know you were talking about rush defense, but did you see the graphic that's been going around lately of uh like pressures since 2019? And he's
No.
third behind he's third behind Crosby and Garrett, and it was like most pressure since 2019, and then he like retweeted it or something and said, "I got drafted in 2021." So that's 2 years and he's third.
Run. I mean, we're talking about run defense, but yeah.
I know,
I'm not
but I'm just
saying. I'm
saying
not saying he's
overall,
not a freak, but he's not. I mean,
you're
hey, maybe,
mistaken,
and
Joe.
I'm
You're
wrong. I
listening
could
to
be
Jerry
wrong.
Jones too much.
I could be
You're
wrong.
listening to
Could be
Jerry
wrong.
Jones. You
Could be
are.
wrong. All
You're
right.
saying
Who
could
do you
be,
got?
but okay. So looks like with this pick, there's a couple guys. I like Kennedy, but he is more of a slot guy. I like Andre Fuller too, actually. But we're not going to double dip at corner just yet. We're going to go with the big boy, Xavier Howard Harris. I mean,
I like it. Can't be mad at it.
so yeah,
Big
six
boys gonna
eight. I
stuff
mean,
the.
just that's you can't teach size, Joe. 6'8",
That's true.
330. You can't teach that.
What were
You
his
cannot
stats though?
teach that.
We should have looked at his stats when we had a chance, but that's okay.
I could go back. I could click on him. All right. So the there's really just like pass rush stats, which is kind of crazy, um, but he lined up in the B gap mostly, which is kind of weird that he wouldn't be in the A gap, but he's gonna be in the A gap in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he had an 8.1% run stop rate, which over anything over here in blue is good, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a good run stop rate, good run defense grade. And past 2 seasons, he's been solid. His first season looked like he had a hard time. But past 2 seasons, he's been solid. You cannot teach that size, so I think he's just gonna be blowing people up. Now, this is a guy that I wanted to talk to you about, Joe. Cole Payton. You ever heard of him?
Quarterback,
Yeah.
left-handed.
So look at his grades, Joe. Deep grade is
He's a.
99.9, and that's thanks to
I love him.
Bryce Lance. That's thanks to Bryce Lance, but he had a
Yeah.
92 grade 2023, a 77, and then bounced back with a 95.9 grade in 2025.
Yeah.
His
Love him.
passing grade was a 94.6, and a lot of people would want, like, as the backup quarterback to be the guy like Taylor Green, who obviously is an athletic freak, um, but his passing grade was a 65.6.
Yeah.
But he's 6'6". He runs a 4.3, which all that is fun, but we don't need that. We need a guy that is smart, which it seems like Cole Payton. If you have this kind of grade, I'm assuming you're a smart passer.
Mm-hmm.
We need a guy that's just not gonna lose us a game if Jordan Love goes out, and I think
Yes.
this could be that guy. And there's obviously more pressing needs, but you can never put a price on a good backup quarterback. And so with that, I'm gonna go Cole Payton.
I love it. I love the pick. I saw his highlights a couple weeks ago. Loved him. and no one's talking about him though.
Yeah, that's I
No
knew
one's
you
talking
would love
about
him,
him.
and that's what I was
Yeah,
talking about earlier when I was like,
left-handed.
"There's a guy down here that I think you really like."
Yeah, left-handed, right? Came from
Okay, so
that's where Trey Lance came from, right?
yeah, that's where Trey
And
Lance
that's where
came
his little
from, that's
brother
where Christian Watson
Bryce
came
Lance.
from.
Yeah, okay. See? Yeah. Okay. That's where Bryce Lance is getting all them yards from. 'Cause
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
so and
throwing that thing.
yeah, he was. So, a cornerback that I actually was meaning to draft, and it slipped my mind, and now he's gone, was,
Mm,
Hezekiah Masses. I really like him, out of Cal.
mm,
So I definitely would have double dipped at corner there, but I missed it. I missed the opportunity. That's okay. We're gonna go tackle. We're gonna get this big boy here. I don't know how to say his name, to be honest with you. Fa'alili Fa'amo. Fa'amo. He's, he's not obviously a perfect product, but he's 6'5", 317. He didn't have the best grades, especially his first 2 years. Had a decent grade, 67.7 his last year. 71.2 pass block grade, 63.5 run block grade. But like I said, you can't teach size, but you might be able to hopefully teach him some technique. So we're gonna get him here because we do need tackle depth as well, and he could also kick into guard too. We'll kind of see what happens there. And then with this last pick, and like I was telling you, I don't know if I mentioned it on like live, but Green Bay probably only is going to have 2 seventh round picks instead of 3, but it's just not updated on PFF. So we're going to run with the 3 for now. So with this, there's an edge that I know is going to be available here. Because another actually edge guy that I like, who he's probably gone now, is Eric O'Neal, who I think he had multiple 10-sack seasons. Maybe not. Okay, no. But he had 13 in 2024. So he had a huge year in 2024. Then he didn't have as many snaps for whatever reason. Looks like one less game. But he just wasn't as productive. And I think he was maybe JMU in 2024 and then went to Rutgers 2025. Um, but he had a huge year there and then didn't have a big one last year, but he's 6'3", 261, so he's a nice size. I like him. But Mason Riger out of Wisconsin, I like him a
mm,
lot, Joe. He's nice. Yeah, so he had 6 sacks this past season with an 82.4 overall grade. Uh 83.0 pass rush grade, 78 run defense grade, and he's a little light, 6'5", 248, but he could put on some poundage. I'd like to see him, maybe 265 with that 6'5" frame, but I like him a lot. So with the last pick, we're going to go Mason Riger. Actually, Keyshawn James Newby, I think that's the guy that had a bunch of sacks, 10 back to back with really good grades. Um, but he's 6'2", 244, so he's a little bit smaller. It's still nice, but I'm gonna go Mason Riger. I like him too, so I'm gonna go Mason Riger at the last pick. Now PFF graded my thing. Joe, are you still there? Let me see. You might have froze, Joe. You might have froze. You might have to come back in. So PFF grading my draft. They didn't like Kaden Curry, which whatever. I like it. I like the pick. So overall, it's a B minus according to PFF. I disagree. Let's see. They didn't like Kaden Curry. They didn't really like Jake Slaughter. That's fine. Uh, I love this draft. I would be really happy with this draft. Now, things that I didn't miss on. Probably Green Bay is most likely gonna do 3 to 4 offensive linemen. Uh, they'll probably get a running back. They might get a running back late in the draft too. But we can maybe adjust it. But overall, if we had this draft, I'd be happy. It's very heavy on defense, just because I think our offense is gonna be really good either way. Here comes Joe coming back. Um, Yeah, so overall, Joe, can you see the screen still?
yep.
Okay. So overall it was graded a B minus, but I think PFF is tripping. I like what I got there. Um, but I was saying I think they might draft a running back still kind of late in the draft, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what they do. But with that being said, Joe, you got any final thoughts on that mock?
No, it's a
I
pretty
can
good
pull it back up
mock.
if you want to see it.
No, pretty good mock. I don't know why Curry's graded at a D minus or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
they didn't like Curry. Did
I don't
not
know
like
why.
Curry.
Yeah. But no, looks good. Defense, like I said, go heavy defense. Need some more supporting cast on defense, I would say. And then yeah, if possible, like you said, maybe get another running back. Supporting who's under these Jacobs right
Yeah,
now?
yeah. And it is Chris Brooks and Marshawn Lloyd. And then actually, w- do you remember Damian Martinez
I do. Loved him. Miami.
a couple years ago? He's actually on the team too. He's on the roster too.
What happened to him, bro? I would have thought he was gonna be crazy in
He
the
got
NFL.
drafted by Seattle, I believe, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
got cut. So
Crazy. Crazy. Yeah. I like him a lot. He's like
yeah,
six
but I
two, I
like him.
think. Yeah.
I went back and I watched this. Yeah, I went back and watched his highlights, and I was like, "Hey, we could probably use this dude."
Mhm.
So
No, he's nice.
yeah,
He's
yeah, I'm
nice.
not mad at it, but yeah, overall, I think that was a pretty solid draft. I would like it. I want to go heavy defense because I do think the offense is pretty good already, and we just need depth at O line. So they probably maybe will draft more O linemen than I did. I drafted
Mhm.
two. They maybe will do three or four, but probably three. I think realistically they'll draft. But overall, I think we should go heavy defense. And yeah, I like if we got those guys, I like what we got.
Right on.
All right, Joe. I think that's everything for this episode. We ran a little bit long, but that's okay. Coming next up, hey, Steel City Standard, baby. We'll see what's going on with that.
All right. Appreciate
All
you.
right, Joe.
Later.